I'm sharing is something also that is very important to me. That God's blessings are for worthy men. Now, when I'm talking about worthiness, I am talking about belt. I am talking about belt. B-U-I-L-T. Acts of Apostle chapter 20 verse 32, he says, I commend you to God and word of his grace that is capable of building you and giving you inheritance among the sanctified. Now, there are two things I want to help you immediately that will touch you. Now, I don't supposed to say it to congregation. I'm supposed to say it to pastors. But because we are here, I want you to hear. One of the reasons why, one of the things that get God angry on earth, get him angry on earth, is trying to allocate blessing to somebody who is unworthy. You see, because God is not interested in losing what he has. And then God is offended when men of God compels him to bless the unworthy. Let me say it again. I say God is thoroughly offended when pastors use platform to persuade him to allocate blessing that will make demand on value on people, on the valueless. Now, if a man keep doing it, God will reduce his age, will reduce his years on earth. Because what God is trying to make him to do, what he's trying to make God to do is to incur losses. It's just like that classified expression in Daniel chapter 10, where angels were incarcerated by greater power. That kind of encounter must not repeat. God will not want to get himself involved in acts that jeopardize the life of special servants. I don't know whether somebody's hearing what I'm saying. Huh? Why a lot of crusaders die is that the crusade ground is not a building spot. There is no one crusader I know that is rich. And because it will not be possible. Remember that God rewards you from your work. So you can know the type of reward you will get from what you do. You write down your paper. I say you will know the kind of reward you will get from God from what you do. Now, the richest people in eternity are builders. Those who impart people, those who instruct people, those who teach people, those who raise people, those who give God reasons to bless people. Now, listen. If you are a mother, listen to what I'm about to say, and paying attention to your children in very uniquely has not dawned on you, then God has not blessed you. I say, if you're a mother or a father, and what your children are knowing, and raising them up through calculated effort has not overwhelmed you, then you're not blessed. You see, there is no work on earth that is superior to blessing, to impartation. Let me say it again. I said there is no work on earth that is superior to impartation. No work. You took time to say, he said to Johnny, he said, Johnny, I'm going to give you 1 week to memorize Psalm 23 and Psalm 91. And I will like you, before you go to school in the morning, copy it out from the Bible and let me see the capital letter. We have just finished quiet time and this is 6. I want you to use 30 minutes to copy Psalm 23 in a paper and show it to me before you go to bath. Between 6 and 6:30. And you go out. And then the next day you say copy Psalm 91 and then to memorize it. And then this is And this is finished meal in the night. And then it's okay. Okay, come see. Stand up, he stand. He say, okay, we are waiting for you, Psalm 23. That boy, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He read it before you. He will never forget it all his life. Now, that Psalm 23 has occupied a particular place in his brain. He took a space. That Psalm 91 took a space. Now, those space, those scripture he memorized took are saved spaces. There are spaces Satan will never use again. If that scripture didn't occupy that part of his brain, you can't trust what will happen to it. Have you ever, if Gabriel went to Zachariah, and went to Mary, there's something, remember that the Bible said they were cousins. There was something that was coming among them, particularly, now I need to tell you about Judah. What was the highway Gabriel followed to meet them was raised from the earth. It wasn't that Gabriel wanted to feed them. They gave Gabriel opportunity. They gave Gabriel opportunity to visit them from an earth altar. And if what I'm saying is nothing, why didn't we forget their children, John the Baptist and Jesus? Why? You see, we can't forget every name. There are patterns. So if you are not thinking about the future of a girl you know that will marry before you, what are you thinking? That a girl that will go out of your house to go and replay that character in somebody's house when you are not watching, when you're no longer watching her, you don't care about it. And let me ask you to listen. How can a girl you didn't impart produce something that's attractive? How can a child that is not imparted properly? Have you never seen a yam that is not manured, not that the tender, not directed? How can a yam produce big tuber? It is through neglect of children that pain is sustained in families. I need to tell you, I said, if you have land and your children, you don't want to train your children, sell the land and send them to school. You don't need land. They can buy land. But if they waste before you, you will stay with the pain of their wastage. Excuse me. Maybe you're here, you're looking at me. You don't even know, excuse me. You don't even know what it means for you, a woman, to be alive. And men are ignoring your daughters because they are not attractive. I don't care. Or the kind of men they attract, the kind of men they attract are men that sustain poverty in the lineage. Men that sustain poverty. Yes, because you see, why they attracted those men? Because they have no value. So it is men like them that come to them. And so instead of a woman to get relief, he went and the daughter brought an in-law that is depending on the family, that is trying to go back to the family instead of progressing the family. What a shame is it? It is because there is no impartation. Maybe you didn't hear what I said. I said because there is no what? You didn't pay attention to that girl. Somebody need to tell you. Some of us are even here. I pity you because you see, because what I'm saying is not clear to you. I saw the way you behave to your children. I fear for you. Because you don't know that those boys and girls are treasures. That special attention should be paid to them. Listen, I told them, I said, family quarrel that should go inside the family, that should go on in the kitchen, must not come outside. I said, what? Slap you should give a girl inside the kitchen. Must not come outside. Serious slap. And don't forget that you're the only person that can give her that slap. from a place. You start slapping her very early. Wait. If a girl or your son wastes before you, it is because you're wasted. A man like the way I am, excuse me, how do you survive? If you're living with me and I have a pattern, you cannot fall into another pattern. Huh? Because I know the road to wastage. You can't waste. You will choose to be something or die. It's not, please, it's not on that teaching. It's not on that teaching, no. Oh, okay, I'm your father and I have a 5 and I have a 5. You came from the family as you went into that bookshop. And you saw that all the books there, almost all the books there have my name. And you want to separate yourself from that, like you won't leave. Excuse me, do I need to teach you? You are seeing it. Even the life that make me to write, that book, the life is with me in the house. So how can you avoid it? I didn't become this by chance. I already have the life. And you cannot be my daughter or son and try to avoid that life and still want to be with me. It's not possible. You don't even have chance. If we come to eating table as family and we eat like lions, do you eat like a goat? That is, they brought rice and stew, and then we all of us, and then I back out. Went somewhere, do something like 10 minutes, came out, and I saw you. They are eating. No, you will not eat. You will die. No, it's not eating. You will eat. There are some pastors when we go to program like Galilee, when we are praying, their children will be doing akufe. I say, shamefully you. Your father is a pastor and we are praying and you're putting kufe on your face. You should be ashamed of yourself and your family. In the first place, who told you to come to prayer place with kufe? How did it come to your mind? We are going to church, you put kufe in your bag. Someone say, yeah. Now, do you know why I'm saying it? Huh? You will not take it if you're neglecting them, because it is because you are neglected. Because you're what? And that is why you keep on begging God something you should get for God. You keep on begging God. Instead of standing strong and tall to take what you should take, you relapse into emotional begging. You relapse into frustration. Are you standing tall? That is why when people say they want to get married, the other one say, I love you. I say, come and support from there. You want to use your life to live with a man in love. What do you mean by love? Is it love? You love your job? As terrible as the earth is, you're talking about love. As wicked as the earth is. No, it's not even about love. What about inequality? Excuse me, do you know the pain of staying in an unbalanced relationship? Now this being is not your kind. If you are royal, you are already royal. To be a royal is not sin. And then royal brain has a way they think. It's as simple as that. Lion cannot be hungry to go to goats. It's not possible. The lion has already have a nature, and that nature the lion has is not a sinful nature. It's the nature of a lion. It's not when a lion see a goat and feel like eating it, say the lion is proud. There is something I had here yesterday that really touched me on contributing to the building of human tabernacles. Most of the time, we talk about the money we give to build a building, like the building going on in Galilee, Emmanuel House, the cathedral. Somebody say we sow seed to that building. Now I'm thinking that the way we sow seed to the building, to structure like this structure, or to structures around wherever we are building structure, I think that way we should also sow seed of knowledge in building human beings. See it as building. It can't build only your children. Wherever you are and you see somebody you should contribute to building somebody. Build somebody for God. That's why we do evangelism. The Lord put it to me to tell you to do that. Evangelism, impartation. Whatever you can do to build somebody, it pleases God. Whether it is book you will give somebody to read, or you will teach somebody, or you will evangelize somebody, or you will pay attention to somebody, or you will be part of raising somebody, or you can refer somebody to Logos Army channel, or you can invite somebody to this meeting. Whatever you will do to help somebody, to build up somebody, do it. Now listen, it is one of the greatest, it is one of the most important achievement on earth. To contribute to somebody to go to school, to teach somebody what he doesn't know, to give somebody a book, to say, come, let's talk. Can you open to this schedule? Let's share it. And then after like 20 minutes, somebody say, thank you so much for that insight. Nothing is better. You see, because when the eyes of somebody is enlightened, the person doesn't remain the same. And the human treasure is more important to God than money. Contributing money to building physical building is important. It's not as important as building people.